Good morning. So we are going to work on the final review video. Okay, so when you're doing this, everybody make sure that you're writing your workout, graphing, and double checking your work. So on this first one, everybody, we're first going to do distributive property. So distributive property on this one. Okay, so then we'll get 8h. 2 times 3 is going to give us 6, plus 7 is equal to 61. Combine like terms, so we add those together. So 8h plus 13 is equal to 61. Subtract it from each side. Remember, we do on to one side what we do to the other side. And then we divide to get h by itself to get 6. So our answer for this one would be 6. Okay, this one, we're going to combine like terms. I like doing keep, change, change to keep track of my negatives. So I add the x's together. So then we're going to get negative 3 plus 12, opposite sign, subtract, add the sign as a larger number. So temperature's at negative 3 degrees, rises by 12 degrees, and we're now going to be at negative 9. Add the opposite, so I'm going to add 4 to each side. Divide each side by 9. And so D would be equal to 9 on that one. Page. Okay, on this one, same thing. So we're going to want to do the distributive property. Hooray! And so we get 15 times 3, which is 45, minus 15a plus 8a is equal to 73. Keep, change, change. Opposite sign, subtract. Add the sign of larger number, so we're going to get negative 7a plus 45 is equal to 73. Subtract 45 from each side. We're at 28. Divide by, oh, this is an a. Divide by negative 7. And we're going to get a is equal to negative 4. So everybody remember, negative divided by negative is going to give us a positive. Sorry, y'all couldn't see that one. Negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, on this one, determine the rate of change. Everybody, rate of change is going to be change in y over change in x. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. From the interval 2 to 5 short. So everybody, I'm looking at 2 to 5 right here. Okay, so right here is going to be 2, 0. And this one's going to be at 5. And it's halfway between 20 and 40, so that's 30. Okay. Now I can substitute them in. You know, it's a good idea to label them. Plug them into the formula. So we're going to get 30 minus 0 over 5 minus 2. 30 divided by 3 is going to give us 10. So the slope on that one, everybody, is going to be 10. So it's the number over 1. So 10 over 1. Okay. Oh, hot dog eating contest. Okay, so winner of the Nathan's Famous Hot Eating Contest ate 73 hot dogs in 4 minutes gross. Okay, so everybody, it's going to be hot dogs over minutes. Okay. Calculated rate of change for hot dogs per minute. After 3 minutes, he had eaten 25 hot dogs. After 7 minutes, he had eaten 61. Okay. So this is going to be our x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we're going to have 61 over 25 minus 7 minus 3, which is going to give us 4. We get 36. 36 divided by 4 is going to give us 9. So 9 hot dogs per minute. Wow, that's a lot of hot dogs. Okay, and the next one, miles per gallon in his car from Mr. Booth. So after 87 miles, okay, so miles per gallon, you might say this at MPG, like this, miles per gallon per everybody means to divide. So this is going to be x sub 1. He'd use, this is y sub 1. After 425 miles, x sub 2, y sub 2. Plug it in the formula, everybody. So we're going to have 405 minus 87 over 8 minus 2. Everybody definitely use calculators for these. If you are doing a final, any quiz, any test, any assignment, use a calculator. Calculators are our friends. Always way to double check your answer. We get 318 over 6. Divide that by 6. We get 53. So 53 miles per gallon. Okay, everybody, it's miles over gallons. Okay, on this one. Okay, so this one. Okay, what do we know about this graph? Okay, so open circle, everybody, means it's not included. Okay, so for the domain, everybody looks sideways. Domain looks sideways. Range, look up and down on the y-axis. Okay, open circle, remember, means not included. Okay, so it's right here, it's at -3, so I'm just looking at the domain, so it's going to be -3, less than, closed circle, so less than or equal to 4. This is for the domain. The range, I look up and down, so it's right here at -3. It does not include -3. Range is y, domain is x, and then all the way up here to 3. Okay. It has a solid line right there, so it's going to be included. So we're going to have the equal sign, so less than or equal to 3 for the range. Not included. Okay, so for the next one, they want to know where it's going to be positive. So everybody, where it's positive is going to be above the x-axis. Positive is going to be above. Okay. So for this one, x is going to be less than p. For this one, x is going to be greater than q. Okay. So one response. So we have -3 right here. So you could have x. Again, positive, everybody is above the x-axis, and then negative would be below. So negative would be -3 less than x. So greater than -3 and less than 5. For this one, it's going to be right here at 5. So x is greater than 5, or x is less than -3. Okay. Positive, negative, and increase and decrease. Everybody, we use the x values. Okay, identify the key characteristics of the function below, everybody. Okay, so for this one, everybody, so we have vertex is right here at 2, 0. For our absolute value function. Vertex is the maximum, everybody. If it opens downwards, then it's the minimum. Function is increasing, so everybody, that means that it's going up. Okay, so it's going up right here. X is greater than 2. Range is, range, everybody, starts right here and goes down. So range is less than or equal to 0. Hold on, let me grab a graphing calculator. Okay, so on this one, domain for this one, everybody, is all real numbers. It has the arrows going both ways on the y-x-axis, so it's going to be domain is all real numbers. Everybody, if it was going the other way, if it was going up, then the range would be y is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Okay, so on this one, we're working with our arithmetic sequences. So we're going to use this formula. Remember, D is the difference, so we're going to plug that in. -16 and 6/10. N is the number. So this is the number, is 23. Minus 1. Plus the first, everybody, A1 is the first. Plus 7. And then we just plug that in the calculator. So we get -358 and 2/10. Okay, so everybody remember this is difference, the number of terms, and then this is the first term. N is the number of terms. Okay, so on this one, they want us to find the sum of the series. So we're going to use this formula. So N is the number. Okay, so it's 8. First one, so 7/4 plus 15 halves, all divided by 2. 15 halves, I can multiply it by 2 to get 30/4 to get the same denominator. So I'm going to put that in. So 7/4 plus 3/4 over 2, everybody. We add those together. Get 37/4 over 2 times 8. We're going to plug that in the calculator, everybody. So I'm going to go 8, parentheses, fraction, and then I press enter, and I get 37. So our sum, everybody, would be 37. Okay, on this one, how many rows are in this stadium? If the 14th row, okay, Okay, so everybody, n is going to be 14. If the first row has 27, so A1 is going to be 27. And 4 seats are added per row. So 4 is the difference. So everybody, we're going to plug that in. So it's the 14th that we're looking for. Our difference is 4. 14 is the number plus 27 in the first row. So everybody would plug that in the calculator. So everybody can just put it in all like this. And we get 79. So there's 79 seats in row 14. Okay, next one, everybody. 259 students are going on a field trip. There's 19 vehicles, some vans, some buses. 7 students can fit in a van, and there's 25 students in the bus. Okay, so the van I'm going to do X, the bus I'm going to do Y. So X plus Y is equal to 19. 7 students can fit in a van. 25 students can fit in the bus, and it's going to be 259. Okay, we're going to do elimination. You can also put these both in slope-intercept form and graph them. So I'm going to multiply by -7, this whole thing by -7. So I get -7x plus -7y is equal to -133, plus, I just bring the other one over, everybody. Okay, I'm going to add these together, everybody. Okay, so -7 plus 25 is going to give us 18y. -135 plus 225 is going to give us 126. Divide that by 18. And we get 7. Okay, I'm going to plug this back in. So x plus 7 is equal to 19. So there's 7 buses. And there's going to be 12. Okay, if you needed to do the coordinate, everybody, remember x before y. So I put 12 and I would put 7. So 7 vans and 7 buses for that field trip. I'll say it on there. Okay, so now we have Furniture Mart. Okay, so they offer 2 different starter sets. So we have, we're going to start set of 1 table with 2 chairs. So I'm going to do X and I'm going to do Y for chairs. So 1 table plus 2 chairs is $218. 2 tables plus 6 chairs is $556. Okay. We can do elimination again. So multiply the top one, everybody, by -2. You could also multiply it by -3. It's your choice. I tend to just pick a smaller number. Okay, so we're going to get -2x plus -4y is equal to 436. 2x plus 6y is equal to 556. I'm going to add these together. We're going to get 2y is equal to Okay, I got 982. Actually, we subtract them. If we're subtracting them, everybody, then we're adding. That's going to be negative. Okay. So 236, negative 236 plus 558, it's going to give us 110. Okay. So then we divide by 2. Half of $110, everybody, is going to be $55 for chairs. Everybody, I plug that in. So x plus 2 times 55 is equal to 218. 2 times 55 is 110. 110 minus 218 is going to give us 108. And that's the cost for the table. Okay, so for this one, it says solve the system below. We can go ahead and on this bottom one, I'm going to multiply it by negative 4. So we get 3x minus 4y, actually times 4. I'm going to get 4x plus 4y is equal to 4 times 17. It'll be 68. Okay, we're going to add these together. So 3 plus 4 is going to give me 7. Okay, and then that one is going to be negative 56. Divide each side by 7. We get x is equal to negative 8. And then we're going to substitute it back in. Negative 8 plus y is equal to 17. Add 8 to each side. So we get x, y is equal to negative 9. Okay, at ordered pair, x before y. So we're going to have negative 8, negative 9. Negative 8, negative 9 is what we got. All right. Oh, solving another system. Okay. So this one, we can go ahead and multiply this one. We can multiply the top one by 2. So we get negative 4x plus 6y is equal to negative 12. Negative x minus 6y is equal to 42. We're going to add these together. So we get negative 5x. This will be 0. Is equal to 30. Divide by negative 5. We get x is equal to negative 6. Okay, and then I can substitute it back in. So if I do negative 2 times negative 6 plus 3y is equal to negative 6. Negative times negative is going to give me a positive 12. Subtract negative 12 from each side or add the opposite. So we get 3y is equal to negative 18. Divide that by 3. And again, we get y is equal to negative 6. And the answer is on a different one. Okay, so on this one, everybody, so we're going to write their function. So remember with our transformations for these, everybody, we want to do y is equal to plus or minus a plus or minus x minus h squared minus k. Okay, so vertical stretch by a factor of 2. Okay, that means that this, everybody, is a. So my g of a is going to be equal to 2 plus 2. And then x, right 3, so minus, so that's our h value. So minus 3 squared. 5 units down, everybody, this is our k value. So it's going to be minus 5. So put it in as plus 2, minus 3, minus 5. H, K, and A, H, and K need a sign, everybody. So make sure you're putting the signs in. And keep track of our signs. Okay, are we halfway through, everybody? Okay, on this one, so the function for this one, vertex, remember y is equal to a, x minus h squared plus k. H and k are the vertex. So it means that our vertex is going to be at 3, negative 4. Axis of symmetry, everybody, is going to be our h value. That's where x is equal to h. So that's going to be x is equal to 3. Increasing, everybody. So increasing, -3, -4, so it's going to look something like this. Okay, so everybody, right here where it's 3. So increasing, it's going up. So x is going to be greater than x, than h. So x is greater than 3. Decreasing, everybody, when it's going down. So x is going to be less than h. So x is going to be less than 3. Domain is all real numbers. Range, everybody, is going to be y. It's going up, so it's going to be greater than or equal to, okay, our k value. So y is greater than or equal to negative 4. Remember, this is our h value, this is our k. It has a minimum value at 3, negative 4. Okay, so everybody, that's the minimum. So minimum is it's going, if it was going the other way, everybody, then the vertex would be the maximum. But since it has minimum, h and k are the maximum. So everybody knows we can also write it as y is greater than or equal to negative 4. Okay, but if you have to put it in, you put it in like this. Okay, we want to know the h. Okay, so we want to identify, we need a, h, and k. So 1, 2, 3, so this is at negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8. Okay, so it's going to be y is equal to x minus negative 3 squared plus 8. Okay, so that's going to change. And then I'm going to pick any point that you want. We could do this one at negative 1, 0. So that's going to be my x and y coordinate. So I'm going to substitute that in to solve for a. Remember that we need to do order of operation, so PEMDAS. So it's going to be 4a plus 8. Subtract 8 from each side. Divide by 4. So a is going to be negative 2. Okay, they all need signs, everybody. So we're going to have so this would be, a would be, yep, negative 2. H is going to be negative 3. And k is going to be plus 8. Okay, what's the correct factorization below for this one, everybody? Notice to make sure it says caps lock is off, so we're going to do our factor bubble. So 3 is a prime number, everybody, so we know that we're going to have 3, and we're going to have x. It is a negative, so, and a negative 4, so that means that we're going to have one that's positive and one that's negative. 4, we have 4 times 1, we also have 2 times 2. We could try positive 1 and negative 4. If I check it, everybody, 3x times 4 is going to give me negative 12x, plus x is going to give us negative 11. And 4 times negative 4 times 1 is going to give us negative 4. Okay, so this would be our factor bubble for this one. It does work. So everybody try different values. Okay, next one. Oh, we're selling. Okay, so this one, everybody, you can graph it. What's the maximum revenue, everybody? So remember, we have x is equal to negative b over 2 times a. Okay. We can use the model below, so you can graph it. You can multiply it out. You can definitely also graph this one. Yeah. So it's choices up to you. You can do this to put it into standard form. So new reduced price, so they want that maximum revenue, the price. That's going to be our x value, or sorry, our y value. And how many does he sell? That's going to be the quantity. Okay. Okay, so we're going to plug all this in. So we can also graph it. You can also use decimals on this one, definitely. We know that it's going to be big because we have 400, so we can leave that one at negative 10. It's just this one that's going to be big. So we could do like, I don't know, 450. Go by 20. We can graph it. Everybody can change the language on this one. So like this one, they put it into Spanish. Make sure you're using minus, not negative on this. And then we can graph it. That's being weird. Still don't see it in the window. Change it to 1,000. I'm going to go by hundreds. Still don't see it in the window. Okay, let's check it. Whew, that's a big number. Okay. We're going to go by thousands. Still not showing. I'm going to go by 5,000s. There we go. Whew, that's a lot. Okay. Okay, so we get 7 right there, everybody. If you all can see this, so this is going to be 7. Our price, so everybody, this is going to be our price. So we substitute it in. So 475 minus 25 times 7. Okay, so I substituted in 475, everybody, minus 25 times 7 to get 300. Same thing with the quantity, so 75 plus 13 times 7. So this one, everybody, then this is going to be the quantity. This is the price. So then we do 75 plus 13 times 7 does give us 166 TVs. Okay. So this is quantity, this is price. Okay, use the intercept form of the quadratic. Okay, so we're going to write the function for this one, everybody. So our intercept, so this is our P, this is our Q. Passes through this point, so this is going to be our X and the Y to solve for A, everybody. So we're going to do -3 is equal to A. 2, notice that we put X in twice, minus -4. And then 2 minus 6. Okay. And then we're going to simplify that. So keep change right here. 2 times 4 is going to give us 8. 2 minus 6 is going to give us -4. So remember, we have to do PEMDAS, so we have to do parentheses first, everybody, and then we got -32. And it would help if I did these calculations correct, because that's going to be 24. Sorry, everybody, that would be 6. Okay, so 24. Divide it, so -3 divided by -24 is going to be reduced to 1/8, because I can divide both of these by 3 to get 1/8. So that's what A is going to be. So it's going to be X minus 6 times X plus 4. You also could have written it as 1/8 X plus 4 times X minus 6. Okay, either way we'll work on this one. Okay, 23, so we got this one. We're going to solve it. I'm going to get everything on the first side before. So I'm going to subtract 21 from both sides. Okay, we can use the quadratic. We can graph it. So this one, everybody, we're definitely going to graph. I'm going to make sure everybody change that window back to -10 and 10. And the scale is by 1. So we're going to put x squared minus 4x minus 21. Okay, so where y is 0, okay, so where y is 0, we're looking for our x-intercepts. So remember, we can also use the table. So we can go up. Okay, so right here at -3, so our left solution is going to be -3. And then our right solution, I mean, is going to be where y is 0 is at 7. You can also tell everybody just by looking at the graph, it would be -3 and +7. Okay, same for this one, everybody. So we can just subtract 3x from each side. So I'm going to get x squared minus 3x minus 28 is equal to 0. So everybody, I'm going to go y equals. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to graph it. Okay. And then I click graph. Make sure the window x minimum and y minimums are at -10. X maximums and y maximums are at 10. And then the scale, x and y scale, is equal to 1. Okay, so we graph it, clear that one. I just put in x squared minus 3x minus 28. I graph it. Okay, we get -4, so it's going to be right here, and 7. So -4 and 7. Sorry, it's so dark. Remember, you can also go second and graph to look at the table and do where y is equal to 0. Okay, so this one we're going to solve using the quadratic formula. So x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so this is going to be a, b, and c. So it's going to be -7 plus or minus -7 squared minus 4 times 2 times -3 all over 2 times 2. So we're going to have 7 plus or minus. Plug that in the calculator. So 49. 7 squared is 49 minus 2 times 4 times 2 times -3 gives me 73. 4 times 2 is 4. Okay, we plug it all in here, everybody. Okay, leading degree of the coefficient, everybody. So that's going to be -4. Highest degree is 5. Okay, this one we need to subtract. So we're going to do 4x cubed minus 7x squared minus 8x minus 3x squared minus 5x plus 5. We're going to do keep change. So we change everything in here, and then we're going to combine like terms. So that's going to give us x squared, negative 2x squared. That 8x we just bring down, and then minus 5. Okay, so remember the plus minus 5 would be over here, okay, because we'd put in a 0x. Okay, this one we're going to go ahead and multiply. Or we can do x, and we'll multiply everything. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and multiply. So we're going to get 7x cubed minus 8x squared plus 3x plus, and then we're going to do the bottom one with 2. Okay, so we're going to get negative 14x squared minus 8x minus 6. And then we just add them together. So we get 7x cubed minus 25 x squared by 5x squared minus 5x minus 6. I think I messed up on the sides here. Hold on, everybody. Okay, so that one would be a negative. That would be a plus. Okay, and then this is a negative 2. So that would be that negative. That would make this positive. So that's why this would be 13. Or 11. 11x plus 16. And this would be a 4. So this would be 18. So it would be this one, everybody. So be really careful about these. Notice you need to keep track of the signs on those. Okay, perform the indicated operation. So we're going to divide. I'm going to use synthetic division on this one, everybody. So remember it's x minus a. So it's going to be negative 4, 1, negative 8, 9, and 13. I'm going to bring that one down. I'm going to multiply to get negative 4. Add them together. Multiply again. Add them together. Multiply again. Oh, that would be positive. That would help everybody if we added them together correctly. These are big numbers. So double check your multiplication on this. 4 times 12 is 48. Plus 9 does give us 57. We'll multiply that by negative 4. You get negative 228. Big number. And everybody, that would be a plus. It helps if I do the right sign. That would be negative 16. That would give us negative 7. That would give us negative 28. Much better, everybody, because I'm like, oh, that didn't make any sense. So everybody would be 4, 1, negative 8, 9, and 13. So everybody don't put negative. It would be negative if it would have been x plus 4. Because that means it's x minus negative 4, like our h term. So 1, 4, negative 16, negative 7, negative 28, negative 15. So everybody, that means our remainder is negative 16. Negative 15, I mean. Okay, difference of squares. We're going to factor it completely. So remember that means that we divide it in half, chop it in half. I'm going to take out the x squared term over here. Take out a negative 4 over here. So we get x squared, x plus 3, minus 4x, x plus 3. Remember, negative divided by negative is going to be positive. I put these two together. These two are a match. So we get x squared minus 4 times x plus 3. We can use different squares. 4 is a perfect square, and so is x squared. So we're going to get x plus 2 times x minus 2 times x plus 3. Okay, so there we go, everybody. We got this. Okay, this one, everybody, we're going to graph it. So we're going to graph it in a graphing calculator. I'm going to clear it. We go x raised. Everybody remember for x cubed, put it raised to the third power. And make sure that you scroll right after you do it. Otherwise, it'll put everything in the exponent after that. I graph it. Okay, so we got negative 3, 1, plus 1, and plus 5. Okay, so everybody, those are our zeros. Those are our x-intercepts. Okay, zeros roots are our x-intercepts, our solutions. Okay, so this one, x, so they want to know what the transformation for this one is. Okay, everybody remember transformation, y is equal to plus or minus a, plus or minus x, minus h, minus k. Everybody, if it's a negative x, it's reflected over the y-axis. If it's a negative a, it's going to be reflected over the x. Okay, so it is reflected over the x. Okay, it's moved to the right 4. It didn't move up or down. So k, so this is our h and this is our k. So it's right here at 4, 0. So it's going to be g of x is equal to negative x minus 4 squared. Okay, all done.